good morning. If you have clicked on this video, we're on the right track. I feel like what I'm about to talk about feels like one of the most boring things or like unsexy answers that I could give, but it continues to be the biggest mover in my life. I want to talk about environment, and that's pretty much it. Environment has been, I was reflecting on the last 3 to 6 months, plus a little bit more. Like, what has been the actual biggest changes? Like, what has made the biggest changes in the last 36 months? And environment continues to be one of the biggest heavy hitters. And the way I phrased it in my notes for this video, it has been the catalyst for changes in behavior. Hold on. So let me kind of paint the picture, because 2 years ago, when I was in an apartment, I used to struggle to work on my laptop. And while there may be a lot of factors and variables to this, one of the ones that I want to highlight is that, I used to live in San Francisco, then I moved to Denver. I had a 1-bedroom apartment, and in that apartment I had 2 desks, one that was like a standing working desk. I had my MacBook that I used to work at my job, and like I would eat lunch and watch YouTube videos and chill and hang out. I would also like do some journaling and whatever at that same desk. And then the other desk was just like my gaming computer, basically. And I had a couch. And I remember this was like maybe towards the end of my year in Denver, struggling to do anything other than like my job work at that desk and watching YouTube videos. And I question whether I should go down this route talking about this, but maybe I will. If you want to hear my perspective, like, look, your job is to filter whatever valuable information you take from this. But my perspective was that I was finding that I valued personal growth and growing, getting better, learning. And I made the realization that fundamentally, personal growth requires change, which requires discomfort. Okay, hopefully I haven't lost you there. I was sitting in a coffee shop one day, journaling about and writing about this discomfort and comfort and being comfortable, and I realized that at a fundamental level, my apartment, the whole job of my apartment was to make me comfortable. And it was that realization, among other things, that kickstarted the domino effect that pushed me outside of my apartment, going skiing every weekend, taking trips into the mountains, that pushed me into van life, that pushed me into now backpacking. Point being, I used to struggle to do any kind of focused, productive work in my apartment. And it wasn't until I started going to coffee shops, that I actually found a way out of this, situation, struggle. I started going to coffee shops in the morning. I think it started on like a Saturday or something. Just went to a coffee shop, opened up my laptop, and just wrote. I journaled. Like, I didn't do anything that productive, but it was the combination of having a little bit of caffeine plus a nice drink, cold brew, espresso. I think I was drinking cold brew back then. Plus the environment of a coffee shop, which is like, you're not going to sit in a coffee shop and like, you know, binge, like forward neck, you know, like slouched over in the chair, watching YouTube videos at a coffee shop. Like, nobody does that. Nobody does that. So I found an environment where it's weird to like do that, and so I use that as like the foundational push that was like, okay, when I'm in a coffee shop, I work, I'm productive. And so every time I went back to this coffee shop, it was multiple coffee shops, whenever I went to a coffee shop in the morning, my brain knew, okay, I'm here sitting, we are productive here. I don't go on my phone. I mean, I scrolled I didn't never use my phone, but I rarely used my phone. And so that change, starting to go to coffee shops, and I'll fast forward a little bit more and say that since backpacking, this has only been, what's the word I'm looking for? Exacerbated? I don't think that's the right word. It's only gotten more influential. Just being around other people, like living with other people, you can just imagine. It's like, I acted differently, maybe for obvious reasons, when I was alone in my own comfortable apartment than around other people. Maybe that's obvious. And when you're basically living around other people, yes, it's not comfortable. Oh wait, that is the whole point. The whole point is that it's not supposed to be comfortable. When you're living around other people, well, first of all, you adapt to that environment. But I'm gonna go this way this time. I'm looping. But anyway, yeah, I found and the biggest flag or indicator for me was living in Bali, living around other digital nomads that are higher level than me, that are all working on their businesses and making boatloads more money than me, living in the same place around them. It's like, that's who I want to be. I'm not going to sit here like, you know, scrolling away on my phone for hours and hours. Like, I want to be that. And so like that was a positive force pushing me in the get better direction. So anyway, environment. It has continued to be the unsexiest, biggest catalyst for changes in my behavior. And so I want to close out this video by saying that I acknowledge that not everybody is in the situation to break their apartment lease, and go backpack in Southeast Asia. Like, you don't have to do what I'm doing now, but the message that I want to get across is that environment is really important. While it's unsexy, if you haven't experienced this, I would encourage you to try it and see how you feel, and then use that as your indicator to if you actually want to implement a change or not. And so the ideas that I was writing down in my notes before this video was like, even working, like I had a kitchen with like a couple bar stools. Even just not working at my regular desk, turning around and sitting at my kitchen like bar and working on the laptop, it wasn't usual. And so my brain wasn't, it didn't like lock into that previous mindset of like, oh, we're just here to sit around and watch YouTube videos. So like, if you could work at a different place in your apartment or your house, or find a coffee shop or a library. Libraries are free, but I love coffee shops because being around other people that are chatting or working is like, it's this positive, motivating force that pushes you to be like, no, we're here to get work done. You know, we're here to be productive, and you can make that wiring whatever you want. If you're like, I always go to coffee shops and I read, or like I always go to coffee shops and I write. It's like whatever it is. And the other thing was like less accessible, but something to think about is like your weekends. Like Saturday, Sunday, you could book you're getting less accessible, but like you could book a hotel, go on a trip somewhere, go to a different town, sleep in your 4Runner or sleep in your car, crack a window open though. I did that for months, every single weekend. And again, that environment pushed me. So anyway, just some ideas. Or you could book a flight to Southeast Asia. It's great out here. So that is my video for you today. I'm trying to figure out how to market environment better, because it's like, it's such a boring thing. You know, people want, even like everybody wants the hot, cool life hack, biohacking, but it's like environment. Ugh, that's so boring. So anyway, hope you found this interesting. I'll see you tomorrow.